I'm going to begin by talking about a dream that some of you may have experienced. It's called the test dream. You're back at school and it's finals day, okay? And you haven't been to class all year. You don't know where your classes are. You don't know where the tests are. You don't know who your teachers are. Now, Brooklyn College for me is where I have this dream. It's a recurring dream. The reason I bring it up is because a lot of people who are successful have this dream. And I thought about it this morning. The reason I probably have this dream is because Brooklyn College is the place where I probably had my biggest failure in my life. You know, I was on top of the world. I had been admitted to med school out of high school, and I got kind of cocky and got into the wrong crowd and met the wrong girl, and before you know it, I was thrown out of the thing. So I want to say to you that failure is sort of part and parcel of being an entrepreneur. You know, being an entrepreneur means you're going to take risks. That's what it's all about. And high-risk behavior involves failure more often than just taking the sure road. During college, I hung out at the comic strip a lot too. You can hear about what I do in comedy these days. And I hung out at the comic strip. That's probably partly why I got thrown out of the program. But anyway, I went to Mexico, came back, and I did my residency and fellowship at Columbia. What's the next entrepreneurial thing I did? Well, you know that pharmaceutical representatives come into doctors' offices with medications. They talk about the medications to the doctors. One of my drug reps thought that I had potential as a speaker. You know, many doctors speak on behalf of drug companies. They go out and speak to different doctors about products and diseases. I became a national speaker after a while. Became the top speaker on one of the antidepressant drugs. I'm a psychiatrist, so I spoke mostly on antidepressants. I began to notice the trends of the best pharmaceutical reps and the trends of the not so good pharmaceutical reps. Okay, this is a sales training book I wrote. It became an instant bestseller among the pharmaceutical representatives. When drug reps come out, as in any field, you don't know what you're doing at the beginning once you get out of training. Okay, so a book like this has proven to ramp up reps for many companies. This book is not product dependent. Okay, I can go into any drug company and say, I can teach your drug rep something they're not going to know. As far as speaking goes, you know, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it really comes down to the business of convincing people. Bottom line is, if you say you're an entrepreneur, you might have some product or some idea. It could be the greatest product or idea in the world. If you can't convince the person you're sitting across the desk from to do what you want that person to do, then you're lost. Okay, you really haven't done anything. Improve your speaking skills. Everyone's speaking skills can improve. Okay, how do you do that though? Some people are natural speakers. Some people are not. Maybe you can take an acting course, take a comedy course, okay? Do something to improve your speaking skills. From a comedy point of view, in the mid-90s, I met a woman doing an act in the city. She was an old white Jewish woman doing a rap act, sort of as like a novelty act. And I walked up to her at the end of her act and I said, look, I can write for you, I can change your act around. Make a long story short, she agreed to let me do that. We got her on several shows, national shows like Sally Jesse Raphael and Maury's show and Up All Night with Gilbert Gottfried. In 1999, KC from the Howard Stern show called me, and make a long story short, Fruity Nutcake became a member of the so-called Whack Pack on the Howard Stern show. Then a couple of years ago I decided, hey, I better morph again, okay, because here I am writing for an 80-year-old woman, and so I decided that I would have to find some other people to write for. So what I did was I approached Artie Lang on the Howard Stern show. He had known me for a few years, and I began to write for him, write roast material for him. And now I'm lucky enough to do a lot of the big roast events. I'm for the Andy Dick roast, the Artie Lang roast, the Flavor Flav roast, Mario Batali roast. In 2 weeks we're having the Matt Lauer roast from the Today Show for the Friars Club. The next issue is money, okay? I guess inherent in being an entrepreneur is the idea of making a lot of money. Don't think that entrepreneurship is limited to making a lot of money, right? What I'm doing now doesn't make me as much money, let's say, as medicine did or does. But what I'm doing now makes me very happy. I'm a comedy writer. In other words, define your own success. Success can be the freedom to work where you want, the freedom to have a lot of money, the freedom to be on stage and hear people laugh or applaud. Okay, so you really have to define your own success, even in terms of entrepreneurial spirit.